Are ready to go after it here tonight in Anaheim. First main event of the year is set to go in Anaheim. The board is sideways, the revs are up. Let's drop the gate for 2023. Just like we saw before, contact going into the first corner. Seth Shirley rips the RaceFactoryGaming.com hole shot. Exactly what he needed to do. Your fastest qualifier and Heat 1 winner is out front. He's looking for his first win of his professional career in this game, and this will be a huge boost of confidence to get that hole shot and get out front early. Vanderbeek settles in second. We saw him get a good start in his heat race as well. 29 impact rider right there with his teammate Nico Marchini as they're settling in, trying to battle for these early positions and not fall. The last thing you want to do on these early laps is actually have a fall-off crash, put yourself a little bit on the back foot and have to try to work your way forward. As you see these guys already hopping through the whoops, and a big sideways kick right there at the end of the whoops puts the 29 machine down on the ground. And look at how many positions he lost. Vanderbeek goes from second back to about 11th. There's a couple more guys run into him, but that just helps out your leader Shirley, who now has a bit of a gap to work with already. It is the 16 of Padani who slots into second place, as it looks like Marchini had to go around the outside of his teammate as he was going down. Takes some evasive action. Padani jumps right on the spot, moved up into second place. Now he's got his eyes set on our race leader Seth Shirley, trying to keep it close. Timer in the upper right hand corner of your screen lets you know how much time is left on the clock, and when that time expires, there will be one lap left to go in the race. The white flag will wave on the following lap as they come through. This race is up and over before you really know it started. And these shorter 250 main events make these guys work in a hurry. You cannot sit around. You cannot waste time. If you want a chance to go and try to win the opening round main event of the season, you got to do it in a hurry. So Shirley kind of hopping through the whoops a little bit right there. Look at Padani through the whoops. A great drive. Pulls right up to the rear tire. Through the tunnel. Out the other side, Padani looks like he has got the aggressive demeanor of him right now. And Seth Shirley already seems like he's riding a little bit defensively. It can be so tough, especially when he's been this good all day long and finally is in a position where it's all coming together to calm the nerves down and just ride like you know how to ride. But Padani, just as I say that, cases the triple mid-rhythm and goes down. Gonna lose about 5 positions as everybody was still pretty close behind him. So Rockefeller, Holyhead, Tharp, Shields goes by. Whoa, and Tharp into the back of Shields. Gonna lose a couple positions. He remounts now behind Padani. Andrew Peakman just behind them as these guys almost make contact together in the air. Tharp repasses Padani, moves back into, I believe, 6th position. So Rockefeller, Holyhead, Shields just ahead of them. And Marchini slots back into 2nd place as they all still chase Seth Shirley out front onto lap number 4. The whoops, and Marchini hopping through them as well. You can see these 250 guys struggling a little bit more. Big off, a front flip at the end of the whoops for the 21 of Holyhead. He stays on 2 wheels as Shields goes down, and just like we've seen with everybody else that's gone down at the front, you lose so many positions so fast as everybody's still stacked together. So he's back now with the 29 machine right there. That is Vanderbeek. You got Kane Matherly on the 25 as Vanderbeek stands Shields up in the corner, and you can see how close it is in this midfield battle. Oh, another rider down. Rockefeller stands it up. Matherly hits him, and a huge stack up as everybody quads into this corner. Nowhere to go. Everybody's going to have to double in out of this corner. The only guy that tripled in off the back was Daniel Olson, and now look at this cluster through here. I don't know how they... Well, Olson went down, but everybody else that was in that group, I don't know how they survived that right there. Look, it's still side by side in front here as Shields and Matherly make contact. And again, they've stayed up on 2 wheels. Incredible. Look at that, 5 riders in the air at one time off of that Supercross triple. Just a nose-to-tail train of talent. And it's not even in a battle for the top 5. Back out front, Shirley down out of the lead just as we come on board with him. Swaps out of the whoops. And that's going to allow the 74 of Marchini to take over the race lead. Here comes the 16 of Padani trying to move into 2nd place. So the first blemish really of the night for Seth Shirley was in a position where he could almost set it into cruise control. Now he has to go back to work. Oh, and Marchini a mistake. Shirley in his rear tire somehow doesn't get that front end lock to put him on the ground. But Padani moving into 2nd place. Look at that, Shirley over table, triple out. Gets a little bit of a gap established on Braden Tharp right behind him. Front four, nose to tail as we work lap 5 here. 5 minutes have come and gone. 10 minutes plus a lap remain at the opening 250 West round of Moto Option Supercross here in 2023. Nico Marchini leads in Anaheim from Johnny Padani with Seth Shirley right behind him. And Tharp rounding out your top 4, but it is nose to tail, and these whoops have been a story here tonight as Padani down the inside takes over the race lead. Up and over that tunnel jump, Marchini just settling back in. I think Marchini is perfectly comfortable to not lead this thing right now. He seems pretty happy to settle in with a pace. Try to hold on maybe as he jumps off the side of the track right there. That's actually a pretty solid move. That could have gotten bad. And now it almost really gets bad as he cases the triple in. Shirley's going to take advantage to shoot into second place. So it is Padani out front once again away from Seth Shirley. The TSCZ Productions number 16 leads from the Underground RC number 44. 2 riders looking for their first career 250SX main event victories. Let's go on board with Shirley and see what it's like to run in second place at the opening round of this 2023 250 West Championship. As he works on Padani. Padani's been so good through these whoops, so can Shirley start to match him? Look at Padani, like he just right on that rear tire. You can see Shirley's even kind of backing out of the throttle quite a bit through that whoop section, doing everything he can not to go down. Top 3 still nose to tail, and you can see there's an absolute freight train from about 6th to 12th. Going in a cluster over the tunnel jump right now. Let's actually go take a look at that. They must have all just gotten together. They did. As a couple guys getting up sideways, Holyhead comes out of the group. He gets pushed wide by Ryan Pinkerton, who was a heat race winner earlier tonight. So those guys were just in a huge cluster over the tunnel jump, and it looks like maybe came to blows a little bit. Here is Cade Matherly on the 25. Had to go to the LCQ. Oh, we have got a battle for the lead. We cannot miss this. Padani versus Shirley. Padani to the outside, Shirley to the inside. The 2-3 versus the 3-2, and Shirley goes back to the lead in Anaheim. Halfway point of the main event, and it is on for the race lead. Padani, great through the whoops, going to get it back again. He does! Man, Shirley just cannot figure out how to stay on top of those whoops. And it might ultimately cost him this race victory if Padani can continue to hit them that consistently. You can see the track starting to wear in a little bit more as we get into about the farthest we've been into a race all night long with this road resetting every single time. The track doesn't get to see that much wear, but as we get deeper into a main event, you're going to see some bigger ruts and bumps than we've seen all night long. And how these guys adapt to it is going to be critical. Almost side by side, Shirley to the outside. Down the first base line. Cuts back underneath. Nearly side by side again. And dualies over the triple. Shirley just a little kick out. Padani kind of got upside down. Love to see it. Right in the midst of a battle. And now Padani realizes his mistake. He goes defensive on this line and gets that 2-3 clean. Up and over the finish line jump they go once again. On to lap 9. The whoops, Padani. Look at that speed that he's carrying. Shirley was actually pretty good that time, but you can still see that Padani inched away by a couple bike lengths at least. Oh, Shirley, another kick on that exit of the whoops right there. So is this Johnny Padani's race at this point in time? Is he inching away little by little? Tough to say with Shirley that close still. He's making small mistakes, and the gap now opens out over a second. Like Shirley might actually be pretty good on this little side of the track right here. Yeah, look at that. Close right back up to the rear tire again. So he's found some lines that he likes in these rhythm sections that is keeping him close to Padani. Although Padani is pulling away in the whoops, Shirley's got him just about everywhere else it seems, and almost thought about an inside line right there. Still gets the 2-3. Does he go for the lead here? No. Once again, Padani will probably have the drive in the whoops, but at some point, will this go wrong? Oh, little kick right there, and he shoves wide and tucks the front wheel. Shirley goes to the lead. just as I say it, and not to jinx it in any way, but Padani finally has a front end go a little bit high on exit, and he couldn't get that TSCZ Productions number 16 machine slowed down in time before the front wheel tucked going into the sweeper. So Seth Shirley reassumes the race lead on lap number 10. 10 minutes down, 5 minutes and a lap to go. Who is going to win this opening round of the year? Oh my goodness. Two guys that have never won a main event have now exchanged the lead several times. And you can't forget that you got Nico Marchini back there in third, Frank Jackson in a solid fourth place right now. Bedlam back there. All right, 3.5 minutes coming up on the clock. Seth Shirley is perhaps as close as he's ever been to that elusive first 250SX main event victory. Is this the night it finally happens, or does Johnny Padani spoil the party? Remember, the whoops is where Padani is very successful compared to Shirley, so this lap by might be a tale of the tape of where they are. If Padani can outdrive him again, look at that, right on top. That's exactly what he's been doing every single lap up until the last lap through. And now if he can figure out what Shirley's doing pretty much everywhere else, he has the upper hand on pace. Step on, step off. Not going to get the optimal line through here, but that option is not terrible. He'll lose maybe about a half second. Shirley not able to bust the quad. Padani not either. And also got to factor in that they are into at least a little bit of lap traffic. They got through a good little chunk of it at some point. Look at that, Shirley over table, triple out. And Padani looks like he maybe tried to follow and lost touch. So 2.5 seconds now the advantage. But if you're Shirley and this is your first main event victory, or at least a possibility at it, every guy that you approach, that you are trying to put a lap down, you are just begging, screaming sometimes through the monitor, get out of the way, please let me go. At this point in time, the 361 machine right there going through the whoops will be receiving the blue flag, and a terrific job to just move aside and let him go by as he lets both leaders actually go through. So well done right there. Trying to get the number correct on that guy, so we give him the proper credits. Might have been Austin Schaefer, who is 316 in our program book, but 361 on the racetrack, it appears. And now Seth Shirley is within a minute and a half of perhaps seeing the white flag, and Padani is doing everything he can to keep it close. 106.5 versus a 106 flat last time by. 2.5 seconds still remains the gap, and it is down to these two for the race victory here tonight, because Marchini is over 10 seconds behind. If you've never watched MX Simulator Professional Racing, when you crash in this game, it is likely to be between about 8 to 12 seconds, but usually right in the middle there at about 10. So if you have an 11-second advantage, it is more than likely that you're going to stay in front of whoever it is behind you. And Padani and Shirley both have 11 seconds on the man behind them, which of course is Nico Marchini. And Padani finally makes a crucial mistake entering those whoops, and that is now out to 4.5 seconds. So Seth Shirley gonna watch the final 45 seconds of this clock tick away and just do everything he can to stay on two wheels. Does he go for the quad? He does. He's still willing to risk it for the biscuit a little bit. Really curious actually if time is going to expire here. It's gonna be pretty darn close, but he was a little bit short on that on-off. That could have been an easy fall-off crash based on how hard he landed right there. So Padani is close enough that if Shirley crashes, Padani takes the lead, no question. But Shirley, now because of the gap as it is, has a little bit of breathing room, and it is oh so close with timing and scoring. 2, 1, 0, time. I think that is white flag. It is. White flag is out. Seth Shirley just got the biggest break he is going to have here tonight, and he's got to try to hold on for one more lap. And at the end of this one will be his first career 250SX main event win, and he will also leave as your red plate holder. Through the whoops fine, those are the critical parts for him. He made a huge mistake early in this one on those whoops off the tunnel jump that cost him the race lead earlier, but he's through that. A bit short there, but he has the ability to check up and not go for that quad. Still have plenty of time in hand. Really good through these rhythm sections. Just gotta take it easy. Still goes for the quad. Short, but okay. Wow. Thought he might just go for the triple, but still sending it a little bit. And now he is through arguably the toughest parts. Pretty much from here, he just has to downside jumps. And he is home free. Over the Supercross triple one more time, 2 turns to go. Well, earlier today, he said he just hopes to get a win this year. How about winning the first race of the year? Seth Shirley, first career 250 Supercross main event victory, is your Anaheim 1 winner. Oh, and he's stoked. And he should be. Johnny Padani crosses the line in second place.